Your name?
My name? Winifred Whitington. But I was known as Hayman then when I was younger, of course. That's my married name.
Can you tell us how old you were when war broke out and what your memories are of that happening?
I was 14 and the day war broke out I was sitting on the wall, and then the war was declared and my mother came to the door crying and she said, where's Bert? So I said, he's down the ice stadium with his friends watching the ice hockey. And she said he'd be one of the first to go, and she started crying. And anyway, the dispatch rider came up on his machine and he asked my mother, Albert Hayman, and she said, oh, I haven't seen him for months. And I looked at her, thought, oh, we only saw him this morning. Yeah. Anyway, she said, I haven't seen him for months, my son. She said, if I hear from him, I'll let him know. But just as he said, getting on his machine, my brother came round the corner of the street and he said, hang on mate, I'll be with you in a minute. You knew what they wanted. So off, he bounded up the stairs. Mum said, as he was the oldest boy, I can claim you, my son, because she was a widow. And she said, I can claim you, my son, don't go. He said, I've got to go, Mum, for what they did to my dad. That was in the 1914 war. I want to get him for what they did to my dad. So he got his old battered suitcase down and away he went up to Dyke Road in Brighton, where his depot was. And that was it. He went to, I think it was Forest Row in Sussex, the first one. But that's what I remember first. Then I remember Mum saying that, you know, we'll have to get one of those table shelters they were talking about, because it was all, before the war they were all talking about different things. And it was a iron thing, about as big as this, or maybe bigger. And to take shelter when the area. Well, it was all very quiet in the first months of the war. Nothing happened. But we used to take our blanket and our pillow and go and sleep under the dome, Brighton Dome, into the stables. And we used to take there every night, but when the raids were on. But we got fed up with that, being young, because we got fed. So Mum said, well, we'll go in the electric cupboard or in the table shelter, because during the war, the first part of the, if you're bombed, the staircase used to be left if a house was bombed. So of course people sat under the stairs. And anyway, I was 14, as I say, and I was too young but I went into a factory, Allen West in Lewis Road. And of course I was called the kid, because I wasn't old enough to go on a machine or anything. So of course I used to do the errands for the foreman. And we used to listen to Lord Hall, sometimes the German propaganda. And you say, Germany calling, we're going to bomb Allen West tonight. Well, yeah, and he did bomb it, but he didn't get Allen West, he got the barracks opposite. And we used to laugh because they couldn't get it. Anyway, we used to go in the shelter for an hour in Allen West. And after about a year there, I moved to a small factory in St Martin's Place in Lewis Road, Brighton. And there was about 100 girls there. And I can remember my boss's name, he was Mr Heaps. And I still couldn't go on in proper machinery in it, but it was a press machine that I was allowed to go on.
What was it you were making in the factory?
They were making mortar shells. The mortar shells were made there, and they were taken to Reading to be filled with TNT. But after a while I was allowed to go on a machine when I was 16, and go on the machine. And it was a difficult time really, because we used to be, the parade used to come on, and what can I say?